We will go ahead and, since everybody's in, call the meeting to order at 6:39 p.m. I think we still need to have everyone stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and
justice for all.
All right, and I will go ahead and do roll call. Matt Doublestein, Andrew McGee, and I think Andrew is frozen. He was having some technical difficulties, but he is here. Lauren Foley.
Present.
Sarah Ford.
Present.
Dave Taylor. Steve Milstead.
Present.
Danny Powers.
Present.
Hello, this is John Molitor, legal counsel, and it may be that Andrew is going to need to reconnect. I would suggest that we have Sarah, who's the most experienced member, preside in the meantime until we can get Andrew back into the conversation. There he is.
Let me
Sometimes these things happen. I had that happen last time. I was frozen out for about 4 minutes, and then I was finally able to reach back.
Yeah, I think we're still having issues with Andrew. There we
Okay.
go.
You hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give up on my computer and just stay on my phone.
Okay.
So I apologize to everybody. Okay. Well, I think I lost you all somewhere in the Pledge of Allegiance, but I did go through that. So and I think it sounded like everybody did before I lost it. So, Brittany, I guess you can go ahead and go with roll call.
I went ahead and did roll call. So
okay. All right.
we're going to go to approval of the agenda.
Okay. So we'll go with approval of the agenda. Does everybody have a chance to look over the meeting minutes?
Yep.
Yes.
I would recommend for the agenda that someone make a motion to combine items C and D.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Apologize. First time leading the meeting here now.
I make a motion to combine items C and D of tonight's agenda.
Second.
Okay.
And then
we'll do a roll
call. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Andrew McGee.
Aye.
Lauren Foley.
Aye.
Sarah Ford.
Aye.
Steve Milstead.
Aye.
Danny Powers.
Aye.
Okay. Let's combine those items for the agenda. Now, I think we can go with the approval of the agenda or the meeting minutes. I apologize. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the minutes from the June 8th, 2020 Plan Commission meeting.
I'll second.
Okay.
All right. Andrew.
Motion in a second. Aye.
Lauren Foley.
Aye.
Sarah Ford.
Aye.
Steve Milstead.
Aye.
Danny Powers.
Aye.
All right. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is, Brittany, did you receive any public requests to speak on anything not related to an agenda item?
I did. So I received one public request to speak. Please note on the agenda, we have public requests to speak for items not related to an agenda item. If you can limit comments to 3 to 5 minutes to allow others time to address the commission. And then Jason, I will go ahead and unmute you so you can go ahead and speak to the board.
All right. Hello, members of the Planning Commission. My name is Jason Donkersloot. I apologize for reading this, but I want to make sure I stay focused. Being a teacher, sometimes I get talking and I can talk forever. So I want to be to that 3 to 5 minute time span for you guys. As you probably are aware, I have been in email contact with Brittany about the Glasswater Creek project on the northeast corner of the MS property. My concern arose that in the 2017 UDO, there is no clear definition for an assisted living center or where it would fall within the zoning classifications. I asked questions to Brittany on June 10th how the assisted living facility would be classified under that 2017 UDO. Her response was, this is considered to be a multifamily residential project. I then posed a question, I then posed a question on how this facility will be licensed. If this project is strictly an age-restricted residential facility, one would expect the developer to be registered with the Family and Social Services Administration. In researching similar facilities by this developer, those facilities operate and are registered with the Indiana State Department of Health as healthcare facilities. When asked how this particular facility will be licensed, her response that I got, and I quote, "As far as the extent of care for the residents, you would need to contact the developer. This is an age-restricted development, like I mentioned, and that has the option for nursing care for some of the residents if they choose. There is also independent living within this facility." Based on this response, I have two concerns. One being the Planning Commission not following the definition set forth in the UDO of a nursing home as care will be given. And the larger, more concerning is that I do not believe it is my responsibility as a resident of Whitestown to find out how the business will be licensed. How the facility is licensed can impact how it falls within the UDO. Where in the proposal process is this information provided by the developer? It is my opinion this information gathering is a responsibility of the Planning Commission and or the Whitestown staff, not a resident asking the questions. Whose responsibility is it to check with the developer on the intended use of the business they are proposing? Finally, at the last Planning Commission meeting, it was stated as part of approving this project that it was previously zoned light industrial before it was rezoned to urban business. So it, quote, could be worse. Under the 2017 UDO, a nursing home is allowable in light industrial. So a nursing home is one of those businesses that could be worse. In the 2020 UDO assisted living is specifically noted, but not defined, about assisted living, and only allowed under special exemptions within the urban business zoning. A nursing home is not permitted at all within urban business. Thank you.
Okay. Brittany, did you have any comments or does anybody from the Planning Commission have any comments?
If there's any members from the board, it's your chance to, if you guys have any questions or anything for me or John.
I guess, I don't know if I was the one that made a comment, could be worse, but previously knowing light industrial, I guess, and as being a resident that's in this neighborhood too, I guess I still see it as there could have been warehouses that could come there. I know that doesn't answer any of the questions or address the comment, but that's my, I guess my opinion as a resident on the Planning Commission in that neighborhood. I don't know if any other Planning Commission members, John, can you address any of the points the comment made?
Sure, I'll go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, at this point, the commission no longer really has power to hear this item, but the approval was issued last month, what was June the 8th, and if no appeal is filed with the court, then it would be a final decision that can no longer be reviewed. That issue could have been raised at the hearing, and to my knowledge, it was not raised or discussed by the board, but the board went ahead and granted an approval, which it has the right to do under our current ordinance, our Unified Development Ordinance. And for that matter, it would be the same under the new ordinance, which we'll be discussing next. If there are any other questions, that's the situation that we have now.
Okay.
John, did the Glasswater Creek, did it meet our zoning for that site?
So when
Yes,
they went, yeah.
Successful use?
So when they went through, we have done other projects similar to this that are assisted living. Our Unified Development Ordinance defines a nursing home. This is an assisted living project. So with a nursing home, they require around-the-clock medical care and services. Typically, residents in those facilities have to have a skilled nurse or medical professional. They could also share room with other residents, whereas the assisted living option that they have, it's more of custodial care. It could be residents that need to have someone around in case they would fall, or memory loss, or they need just assistance around their home. It's not necessarily going to be something where every single resident is going to have the medical care for this. So that's why we have considered this and other projects as multifamily. And I mean, this is something that could get brought up, or that we could take a better look in going further in the new UDO. And as far as them getting licenses with the use that they have, we did consider it being a multifamily. We did approve the use. And then going through the state, I mean, they would have, that's something that I mentioned to the resident. He could contact the developer directly about what all licensing that their development and their business does have. He had mentioned some other projects that the same developer had done, but regarding Whitestown specifically, if he wanted to ask them what licenses they had with the state, I suggested he contact the developer for their licensing.
I'll just add on to that. In my opinion, it was a proper decision made by the staff. It was not challenged at the hearing, and it was proper for the Plan Commission to go ahead and grant the approval. And the interpretation is consistent with what's been done in the past, and for that matter, what's been done in other communities with similar types of uses.
Thank you, Brian.
Okay. All right. Are there any other, unless there's more questions or comments from other Plan Commission members, are there any other requests to speak on topics not related to the agenda?
No, that was the only one that I had received.
Okay. And then none that have come up now?
No, I have not received anything.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we will move forward then. Do we have any next items on the agenda? Do we have any presentations or unfinished business?
No, we do not.
Okay. So we'll move on to new business. Item A, Whitestown Unified Development Ordinance with amendments.
So what this is, I know before we had gone through and approved the UDO. Since we approved the UDO, we had changes with Whitestown Town Court. We had to make amendments to the UDO, whereas instead of things going to the Whitestown Town Court, it will now go over to the jurisdictional body for those, since we no longer have the court. With this, I also had conversations with John that we are going to have to go ahead and change our rules and procedures. So we will be working on that, but with these changes with the UDO, it would be also a good time to update our rules and procedures to the UDO.
Okay. So
if I can just add on to that, we had a discussion with staff and the town attorney, Steve Unger, about the effective date of the ordinance. And under state law, it has to be, the penalty provisions have to be published in the newspaper. which we're in the process of doing. And then it has to be, the official version of the ordinance has to be filed in the clerk treasurer's office. So we were intending to file that on September the 1st. So that's it's the first day of the month, and it gives us some time to update our rules and to notify all property owners who might be affected that the effective date will be September 1st. And then from that point forward, they need to go by the new ordinance. In that regard, we can have the just one of our rules needs to be updated, but we can have that ready for your review at the August meeting. Are there any questions about that?
No, that's not allowed for the advertising.
What about the advertising?
We're going to vote on it. We vote on it in August to allow time to publish it or advertise it. Sorry. Yeah.
No, you don't have to vote on that. That's part of the approval. What you need to vote on tonight is just to ratify the town council's change, which was to remove the town court from the ordinance and reference instead the Boone Superior Court number 2, which will have the jurisdiction over the ordinance violation. Are there any questions about that? So I recommend that you vote to approve or ratify the town council's changes tonight. They were just that minimal change regarding the town court.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to ratify the Whitestown Unified Development Ordinance with the amendments.
Second.
Okay. Brittany?
Andrew McGee,
Aye.
Lauren Foley,
Aye.
Sarah Ford,
Aye.
Steve Milstead,
Aye.
Danny Powers.
Aye.
Okay. So motion to ratify is approved. We'll move on to new business item B, docket PC 20-029-ZA Fishback Creek 3 Fleet Shop.
And I believe, Jeff, I have went ahead and unmuted you.
Great, thank you. Good evening, members of the Plan Commission Council. My name is Jeff Jacob. I'm an attorney with Hackman Hewlett with offices at 1620 West Oak Street in Zionsville. I'm here tonight on behalf of GDI Companies, and I have with me Terry Cardwell, the CEO, and Phil Gross, the pre-construction manager. Tonight we are asking for your favorable recommendation for a rezoning request. We have an assembly of parcels currently zoned agricultural, and we're asking that those be changed, that those parcels be changed to I-1 light industry. And Brittany, if it's possible for me to share my screen.
Yes, let me look at that. All right, should be able to start sharing.
Okay. So the subject parcels are located generally in the northeast corner of Albert S. White and County Road 450 East. And as mentioned, they're currently zoned agricultural. They are, however, an agricultural use, and I know this is a little difficult to see, but the subject parcels are in this area and comprised of 3 residences. The proposed project is a 15,000 square foot fleet shop, and it's in this area over here along County Road 450 East.
Hey, Jeff, it's not sharing your screen.
Apologies.
You have the ability to share the screen
There is a
yourself,
picture here.
Brittany?
Yeah.
No, on the agenda, you know.
Yeah, here, let me go back to this. Let me see if that does
There we
it.
go. It says
Oh,
you're
there we go.
Wonderful. So jumping back, I don't know that I'm sure everyone is mildly familiar with the location. Here's County Road 450 and Albert S. White, and then here are the subject parcels. Hard to see, but there are 3 residences in this area. The area that we're dealing with on this overall site plan is over here on the left side or west side of would be the left side of the screen along County Road 450 East. We're proposing a 1,500 square foot fleet shop that would, in essence, pair with and serve proposed building number 3 over here to the right top corner. Most of you may or may not have heard that the proposed user for this site is Coca-Cola Bottling, and they are proposing a consolidation of several of their Midwest sites and locations to locate at building number 3. So as mentioned, this parcel, currently zoned agricultural, would pair with this building. And as you can see you're probably more familiar with these proposed or these approved plans, there's interconnectivity between all of these parcels. So we either have, in this overall site plan, we either have warehouse buildings that have been approved, built, or in various stages of construction. Now, as you're aware, there are 5 criteria for approving a rezoning. And looking at those nuts and bolts, I usually categorize the first 2 together: the current condition and comp plan for the properties. The comprehensive plan anticipates this entire zone, in fact, as technology or mixed use. And that's obviously not what's happened in the area. As it is developed, and likely because of the proximity to I-65, the north and east areas are zoned light industrial. And so I would suggest that we are suggesting, while a slight deviation from the comprehensive plan, a practical application of the zoning ordinance, this request fits. We have a small amount of acreage, and this rezoning request would bring it into conformity with the majority of the area to the east and into the north. The next item for rezoning is that we look at the most desirable use. And I would assert that changing this usage fixes part of the problem in the area, because you have several residences abutting light industrial. And this is a large step towards removing those residential uses from the adjoining industrial. And in essence, what I'm suggesting is this creates more of a harmonized use in the area. The next request looks at conservation of property values. And this, I would suggest that moving from a residential to light industrial with this proposed use, especially paired with the proposed user in the northeast corner, will significantly increase the valuation of the parcels and the valuations in the area. Additionally, when you pair residential with light industrial or a more intense use, you typically see a drop in those values, and we believe that that's preventing that from occurring. So if we look at those 4 factors, I would suggest to you that we can conclude that this is in fact a this decision would be a responsible decision towards responsible growth and development. So with that, I would be happy to answer any questions, and we would very much welcome your favorable recommendation.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. John, correct me if I'm wrong. This will be the next part where we allow public comment either for or against the agenda item.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
I haven't had anyone message me or request to speak.
Okay. If there's anybody on the Zoom meeting right now that would like to speak in regards to this project, please message Brittany now. You see any?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Staff report. Next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Staff comments that the rezoning is a legislative act. The Plan Commission makes a recommendation to the town council who has a final say. With this, you guys can require that certain commitments be made as part of the rezoning that will run with the land. When this goes through for further development, they will have to come forward with concept and development plan approval. The Plan Commission should maintain and enforce zoning ordinance, subdivision control ordinance, and related ordinances to achieve the goals of the comprehensive plan. This future use does follow within the development and zoning that we do have in the surrounding area. So staff would recommend a positive recommendation to town council for PC 20-029-CA.
Okay. Are there any questions or comments from the Plan Commission?
Well, my question was going to be about the residences. So I assume there's people residing in the homes currently.
That is correct.
And so we haven't heard from them, I take it. What's that?
No, the three residences at issue are owned by the Hackett family, Greeno, and Rita Bright. And I have been in communication with them. I can't say one way or the other whether or not they're in favor of this, but they obviously have their residences under contract and weren't here tonight to speak. I can share with you, one of the residents is ecstatic to have this project come in, and they see it as frankly solving a problem for them.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from Plan Commission members? Okay. Hearing none, just one final chance. Brittany, did you get anybody else to message you? Or
No, I did not.
okay. And I would entertain a motion for this agenda item.
I'll make a motion to approve docket PC 20-029-CA Fishback Creek 3 Fleet Shop.
I'll second.
Can we take that as a motion for it to make a favorable recommendation to the town council?
Amend that to a favorable recommendation to town council. For docket.
Second.
Okay. All right, Brittany. Aye.
Lauren Foley,
Aye.
Sarah Ford, Steve Milstead,
Aye.
Danny Powers.
Aye.
Okay. Favorable recommendation is approved. And we'll move on to the combined items of new business of C and D, docket PC 20, 30, and 31, Commerce Park Building 4.
Brian, are you presenting? Maybe he's muted.
I'm here.
Okay.
Yes, I can present. John Cummings here as well if there are questions, but I think I can present. So good evening, Brittany, John, Planning Commission members. My name is Brian Sheward and I'm with Kimley Horn and Associates. Our offices are at 250 East 96th Street, Suite 580 in Indianapolis. This evening, I'm representing my client, who's John Cumming with Strategic Capital Partners. He's the developer and the applicant. And this Building 4 project, it's a cross-dock speculative warehousing project. Kind of to set the stage, tonight we're seeking both concept and development plan approval consideration for the project. So this project is immediately east of Building 3, the 65 Commerce Park Building 3, which is the Lowe's building. That's the tenant that's currently occupying the building. This is, as we've kind of looked at it, as phase 2 of the 65 Commerce Park development. So this is the 5th industrial warehousing building that's been constructed out there. One of them is currently in construction right now along I-65. The zoning is I-1, as it says within the staff report. So this is a by right development. This is an allowable use. We are not seeking any waivers or variances with this development plan and concept plan. The site's approximately 60 acres. It has been used for agriculture, but it was rezoned. I'm not sure exactly when it was rezoned. It was recently rezoned to I-1. So the building itself is approximately 630,000 square feet. It can be, and what our plans show, it could be expandable up to just over 900,000 square feet. There's 539 parking spaces, 128 trailer parking spaces. And I would point out that we have gone above and beyond the landscape code in that we've put a voluntary landscape berm along the northwest side of the site. It's consistent with what was done along the north side of Building 2 and Building 3. So it's a berm with landscaping on top to help screen the neighbor to the northwest. As a part of the project, there is also approximately 1,300 linear feet of reconstruction and widening of East 500 South along the frontage of the property. So that'll be built by the developer and then dedicated over as public right-of-way at the end of a maintenance period upon completion. So we submitted our plans last month. We've resubmitted, I think, on June 25th to address Whitestown comments. We're working through a couple remaining drainage board or drainage county surveyor office comments. Look to resubmit those next week, and our hope is that we can be heard on the 20th of July at the drainage board. So I'll leave it at that. I guess we respectfully request a favorable recommendation, and if you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. And John's here as well if you have any questions for him.
Okay. And Brittany, did you receive any requests to speak for this agenda item? Okay.
No, I didn't.
Okay. In the staff report?
Staff recommends that Plan Commission approve docket PC 20-030-CP and PC 20-031-DP for Commerce Park Building 4 concept and development plan.
And I do apologize if there's anybody watching right now that would like to speak that didn't previously submit a request to Brittany. You can message Brittany now. And we'll do the same as even after Plan Commission members. If they have any questions or comments, if we still get anybody to request, we'll still accept it. So are there any comments or questions from Plan Commission?
Andrew, I don't have anyone that's messaged me, so.
There's nothing here that's outside of what it's zoned to be, so.
Okay.
So I don't have any issues with
All
it.
right.
John,
Members of the commission, you can make a motion to approve both of these agenda items at the same time, if you so choose. Otherwise, technically, you could approve the concept plan first and put off the development plan until a later time.
I would entertain a motion. So hearing no comments, other comments or questions from the Plan Commission.
I make a motion to approve docket PC 20-030-CP Commerce Park Building 4 and docket PC 20-031-DP Commerce Park Building 4.
Second.
Okay. Brittany?
Andrew,
Aye.
Lauren,
Aye.
Sarah, Steve,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Okay. Motion passes. We have next on, do we have any other business or announcements, Brittany?
Like we had mentioned at the beginning of the meeting, John and my staff will be working on coming up with kind of amendments to our rules and procedures and just updating that. So we will expect to do that next month. I also would like to give you guys a heads up. Danny in his department has done a really good job going back through our thoroughfare plan. We're working with HWC, looking at the traffic and volume of projects that Whitestown's getting in our current thoroughfare plan. So we will be seeing that in the next couple months, coming to Plan Commission for a presentation, as well as a motion just for updates.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Brittany.
Only other thing I may add is that under the governor's most recent order, these virtual meetings could continue for another month, but the rumors are that he may decide to extend that for additional months, and possibly even through the end of the year. So it would leave us with the option to continue to have a virtual meeting or to meet in person at the town center.
Okay. Does anybody have any comments on that from the Plan Commission? Well, I mean, it seems like we should do the right thing if we can to continue with virtual meetings for the time being.
Our next meeting is August the 10th, correct, Brittany?
Yes, correct. Monday, it's scheduled for Monday, August 10th.
So at this time, it's scheduled to be conducted at the town meeting chamber, but if the virtual meeting authority is extended, we may decide then to have it as a virtual meeting once again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will make sure that I inform you members as well as the public, and we will keep you guys updated on our procedures as well as and what the town's doing going forward with our meetings.
Sounds good.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you. Is there?
Careful with those sparklers.
Yes, everybody. It's a good reminder. Everybody have a good 4th of July. Looking forward to the Whitestown fireworks tomorrow. So, okay. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
I don't think we don't need to make a roll call vote for that, do we?
No.
No.
Okay. All right. And apologize again for my problems with my computer. So everybody have a good evening.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
y'all.
Bye, everybody.
Good holiday.